If you're a credit card user, you've surely swiped the magnetic stripe on the back of your card countless times. But a more secure technology, already big overseas, is coming to our shores.
Chip cards like this one are standard in most other countries. It's got a computer chip in the corner, sometimes called an EMV chip, which stands for EuroPay, MasterCard, and Visa. Those are the companies that created the standard for chip more than a decade ago. Once the EMV readers roll out in the US in the next year or so, instead of swiping the stripe on your card, you'll dip the chip, insert the chip card into the machine, and then type in a personal identification number or sign the receipt. Usually, an EMV card also has a mag stripe so that it can be used with a traditional reader too. When you use the chip, though, you get better protection. Each transaction is assigned a unique code, so even if a thief captures your data, they can't use it for new transactions. The PIN helps too.
Essentially, anywhere the thief uses the card, either at the merchant or the ATM, it's much more difficult for them to be able to either make the purchase or access the ATM account.
According to Doug Johnson of the American Bankers Association, about 70% of the credit card readers around the world take chip cards. So why has the U.S. been so slow to adopt them?
We don't have 5 banks. We have over 5,000 banks. We have a very large retail environment with many different types and sizes of merchants, and so it makes it a much more difficult prospect to really adopt EMV on a system-wide basis.
Others say the industry is hesitant to give Americans yet one more PIN to remember.
If the cardholder enters the wrong PIN multiple times, the card will think that it's being attacked and will in fact lock itself up, which would require the finance institution to issue that cardholder a new card.
Then there are the merchants. Some stores, such as Walmart, already have EMV machines in place, ready to be activated. They're under pressure from card networks such as Visa and MasterCard to make the switch by 2015, or accept liability for fraudulent credit card transactions. Right now, that responsibility lies with the bank that issues the card. But some small businesses may still opt out of the change, perhaps even reverting to cash-only business if the cost of upgrading equipment and software is too high.
If it's thousands of dollars to convert all this, you know, obviously you're going to see a lot of small retailers not choosing to do this. There's still people that don't even have computers.
Gas stations will likely have until 2017 to accept EMV cards, because installing the new card readers with explosive gasoline could be complicated. Many banks are already making the chip cards available in preparation for the transition. Having the cards also helps Americans traveling abroad who are increasingly facing trouble using mag stripe cards overseas.
For Europe, it's really inconvenient for travelers to have the magnetic strip card. I got that eye roll when I was having lunch with my colleagues in the UK, and I wanted to pay for the lunch, and I went to take out my, my American credit card, and oh my gosh, the waiter just gave me this big eye roll, kind of like, oh gosh, you Americans don't have a chip card yet? And this was actually, at least 3 years ago.
For CreditCards.com, this is Christine Giordano.